The voice of the silence is one of the most dangerous weapons in this world, and if they've not turned to a listening ear for them, trust me, it becomes very problematic. And in this case, I give you Campus Revolution. This is the only platform that we give the listening ear to the silent one. So today we are talking about coronavirus, its conspiracies, sex, and e-learning. My name is Nuruddin, and we'll be back after this short break.
BusyVendor.com is a retail and wholesale e-commerce platform created to give vendors and store owners the opportunity to sell items, services, virtual and downloadable products online by signing up as a vendor, creating a personalized store page, and adding products. BusyVendor.com has in place the most flexible payment methods acceptable worldwide, even mobile money. BusyVendor.com also serves as a directory for stores, vendors, and individuals who sell from home. To the buyer or customer, BusyVendor.com is simply an online shopping mall where you can get whatever item you will need. It is more than a marketplace.
Welcome once again to Campus Revolution. Joining me in the studios are two very intelligent people that are my friends, for God's sake, and I'm happy that they are on the same table with me. Hi, Dennis. Hi, Emilia. How are you?
Hi, we're fine.
You're doing great. So, ladies first, as usual. Emilia, tell us about yourself.
My name is Emilia Itinamadanu. I'm a student of the University of Ghana. I'm studying consumer science.
Interesting. We'll come back to that. Dennis?
Yeah, I'm Dennis Abe, a level 300 marketing student of Heritage Christian University College, which is an affiliate of KNUST.
See.
And I'm the SRC president of the college.
I like that. Yeah. Emilia, you say you are studying consumer science.
Yeah.
What is it about?
Okay, consumer science has two options.
Okay.
Food and clothing, and then family and child studies.
So which one are you pursuing?
Food and clothing.
You like it, Diane?
Oh, no.
I can see. And so, Dennis, how far do you think you're going to go with your marketing studies?
Already, I can see prospects because I've had 2 or more years of experience in the marketing field at the tertiary level. As I said, I'm in level 300, and so I've had some experience in that, and I've been able to put those experiences into practice.
I hear
and
that.
So now, by God's grace, I'm on the verge of establishing a startup, which is Coronado Marketing Services,
I see.
which will be a subsidiary of Coronado Group of Companies. And so, by God's grace, with the skills I'm acquiring from the marketing field, I'm exploiting the world.
Surely. I'll come to your service and experience that very friendly. I hope you lower your rates for me.
You are going to be satisfied in all aspects.
Thank you. So today I invited you here because there has been this conspiracies that has been going on, but I really want to hear your side of it. Whether you've also heard about it, this coronavirus, it's sex thing that they are also saying. Emilia, what have you heard about the conspiracy so far?
Okay, so I came across an issue on the internet, and it was so something. I had sex boosts coronavirus.
Our immune systems.
Yes, like it boosts your immune system and then it prevents you from getting coronavirus. So kind of like constant sex can prevent you from getting the virus.
Do you believe in that?
I have not had sex before, so I don't really know what to say on that. But we leave it to the grown-ups.
Dennis, what have you heard so far about these conspiracies about coronavirus?
Well, with what you just mentioned, I've heard that as well. That constant sex or having of sex constantly.
Do you believe in that?
I don't think so. I don't think the fact that there's coronavirus in the system should give us or should pave the way for us to do certain things that are immoral. Should try to classify the immoralities of today's society to be a solution to the problem at hand just because we want a solution. So I think for that one, I don't buy into that idea. But again, another conspiracy I've heard of was that the 5G broadband that has come into the system is one of the conspiracies, and that is quite
interesting, Abby.
Weird to hear of. To say 5G is the cause of coronavirus.
You see, people have their reasons why they are saying those stuffs, and some feel realistic. Because some are saying that because the thing went on the wrong foot, the network is kind of giving us that kind of feedback with this coronavirus thing.
Well, yes, but there is this American physician, Thomas Cowan,
Yeah.
who came out to say something that this 5G broadband is a cause of this coronavirus, and it was in one of his videos on YouTube, and even the YouTube managers also dropped that video just because it was against their policy, and there have been other conspiracies that people have spoken of, and later they've come back to say
It's not true.
it's not true. So conspiracies will always come, especially in times like this. And so for me, these things, we have to be aware of them. When we hear them, it shouldn't be like, because we are naive, we shouldn't just believe them. We should go beyond just reading and hearing them. What is really down there? We have to go down to find out.
So, Emilia, about your conspiracy about sex, if that is true, or if that can be so, then why are they bringing these social distances? Because the very same people that you are saying social distance in public are the very same group of people that you go into the same room, into the same house, and even share a meal with. So how do you think this conspiracy can be true?
Okay, so I think we can't buy that, because if you are saying constant sex boosts your immune system and then prevents coronavirus, and at the same time you are talking about social distancing, but when we go to our rooms you see our parents lying together, then it means it doesn't make any sense.
But do social distance really take effect in this Ghanaian sector?
For a typical Ghanaian, no. Yes.
Why do you say for a typical Ghanaian?
because you see, taking our grandmothers, and they wouldn't adhere to it.
See, they don't understand, or the public education is not going that well.
Okay, I can say the public education is also not going on well, because taking some of those who come to give us health tips, yes, on the television, they only speak English. But here lies the case, we have our grandmothers and other less privileged people who only understand the Ghanaian language. So I think why they are not adhering to the social distancing is because they've not had much education on it. So I think some of the tips must be converted into the Ghanaian language for them to get a good understanding on it.
Okay, so Dennis, I know you're one of the personalities that follow news a lot in this country, and you're a very big fan of the president, and which I am too as well. The very first time he addressed the country, he did not bring in the sign language people to interpret for the deaf. But I think upon complaints, the next video that he did, the next address that he addressed the whole nation, he did so. But now the people are complaining again that he speaks, big English and they don't understand. So he should convert his, address in the Ghanaian Twi, language. What do you think about that? What was your take on that?
In every aspect of life, no matter how you try to do things, there will always be flaws. If he turns out the address or his speech into Twi, not all Ghanaians understand the Twi.
But not all Ghanaians also understand the English.
Great. So this is what I mean. That's what I'm saying. In everything that you do, there'll be flaws. So if he speaks English and it gets to a point where people say, I don't understand the English, there are radio stations, there are TV stations that have or host programs in the various languages. I know there are stations that host programs in Ewe, Ga, Dangbe, Dagomba, Twi. There are lots of stations that covers almost all the familiar languages we have in the country. And these stations, after the address of the president, I believe also brings the dialogue into those languages so that it will be easier for each and every one, or even my grandmom or my great-grandmother who is in the village, to get what exactly the president spoke of.
So we should hold the secondary media as those in charge for the spread or the breakdown of the president's addresses in the different languages.
Yes, the media has always been part of the state, and it has been considered as the fourth arm of government.
Yeah.
And so, yes, they have a very big role to play in everything that is happening concerning COVID-19. And so if yes, because the president cannot speak all the languages we have in the country. And of course, we've accepted, which, let me say, arguably accepted, that English is our official language. Because I'm saying arguably because someone might say, no, we've not. So I'm saying arguably.
But the thing is, if you can speak other people's language, let's say the foreign people's language, why don't you stress yourself to learn the other or the indigenous language that you have?
Okay, so if you've been following the speeches of the president, he's been trying the language that he's able to speak.
The very last part.
The Ga, the
Chi.
the Chi.
No, so far.
He's been trying. he's been trying. Okay, as I'm saying, he can't speak all of them.
Yeah.
Okay, and so he's been trying all that he can. And basically, like you said, the latter part of it, it's all about the vital point, the really, like these measures, social
He says
distancing.
thank you. Is thank you a vital point?
He talks about, please adhere to the measures that have been put in place. He speaks all those ones in Ga, in the language that he has been speaking.
Then say thank you.
Yes, then of course. So I think the media will have to do a lot. We have to do a lot to help our people who are not really getting the English language. But that shouldn't be the fact that the president is not doing what he's supposed to do.
Emilia.
And even with that, adding to his point, he has a sign language translator, right?
Yeah.
He can also get someone who can translate the English he's speaking into Ghanaian language.
Wouldn't it be too busy on the screen to be watching and listening?
Yes, exactly. I think that would be way too.
Yeah, too much. Even
But
with the sign
visual.
language woman that we constantly see, people are making fun of her.
Of course.
And
That's Ghanaians for you.
that's
We make fun of everything. Even this coronavirus, I'm making fun of it.
But so far, with the government's decision, the president's decision so far, if you're to rate him from 1 to 10, what would be your rating?
He's doing his best. Because for Ghanaians, whatever you do, they'll have a complaint on it. When he brought the lockdown, they were complaining. They are not getting money to eat. They are not getting food and everything. Even after he raised the ban, they were also complaining that the ban he has raised will make everything go bad again. So you see, you just have to do what you think is right. You get it. Some will side with you, some will not side with you. So he's just doing his best. And he knows what is good for us. So
Exactly.
he wouldn't watch all of us to die. Yeah.
So he wouldn't watch all of us to die, and that is a very good decision that the presidents have done so far, and we're looking forward to see more of these wonderful decisions. After this break, we'll be talking about e-learning. Stay tuned.
BusyVendor.com is a retail and wholesale e-commerce platform created to give vendors and store owners the opportunity to sell items, services, virtual and downloadable products online by signing up as a vendor, creating a personalized store page, and adding products. BusyVendor.com has in place the most flexible payment methods acceptable worldwide, even mobile money. BusyVendor.com also serves as a directory for stores, vendors, and individuals who sell from home. To the buyer or customer, BusyVendor.com is simply an online shopping mall where you can get whatever item you will need. It is more than a marketplace.
Welcome back once again to Campus Revolution. If you are liking what we are talking about so far, get interactive with us on all our social media handles right in front of the screen, and let's get interactive. Let's know what your mind is on all this issue. But we are moving on to the very one that I'm much more concerned about, the e-learning thing. In fact, this thing is a wahala for Ghanaians, and many people are talking about it. So start with you, Emilia. What have you heard so far about this e-learning thing?
Okay. It's sad though.
It's sad.
Even it's affecting me. Sometimes I feel lazy to
attend classes
online. Because sometimes you just be online and there's nothing going on. Like the punctuality is bad. Yes. And taking Zoom, for instance, when we use Zoom for lectures, the background noise is so bad. Can hear goats, and then it has benefited us, and in some way too it has affected us. But the benefits, we've been able to keep up with our studies, because we were supposed to wait till maybe September for reopening. We'd have forgotten all what we've learned.
Yeah.
And then with the side effect, the data consumption. The data consumption is one. And then 2, I think the e-learning is affecting those in the rural areas and those who are in poor networking areas, yes, and those who don't use phones. Yeah.
I see. Dennis, what have you also heard so far, or what have you felt so far since you are still a student?
A lot. She's spoken about most of them, and I believe coronavirus has really taught us a lot, because as a nation, as a sector, which is the educational sector, and as individuals, because I'm not sure any of these categories I mentioned was really ready for coronavirus, and it just took us by surprise, and it has really taught us a lot. And
So do you think it was the best substitute for this, our manual way of learning?
Exactly, for the time being, because mind you, the academic calendar for the semester, and I'm speaking about the tertiary level, for the semester is still rolling, and schools just couldn't afford to put lectures or studies on hold. How do they make up for those or this semester if
But
they put them on hold?
here lies the case that the calendar is rolling, yes. People are home, yes. The e-learning has come, yes. But the access, or let me say the accessibility about this e-learning is not really helping.
Yeah, so there are problems. As much as there are problems, there should be solutions. No matter where the solutions are, there should be solutions.
And here lies
somewhere.
the case that we are not getting the solutions to the very problems. Because I've spoken to a lot of students on different campuses that I cannot mention names because, it holds dear to them. And some schools are not giving the data for the lessons. And some are giving fake datas. You will receive 5 gig, but when you check your balance, it's like 1 gig. And a whole class a day can consume this whole 1 gig to some schools. So how are the schools listening to them? Because they've lodged a lot of complaints. If you were to be in those categories, what would you do? Would you give up on it, or you have a different way of solving it?
So as I said, COVID has really taught us a lot. And it is really calling on us for change of attitude on the part of management, right from the national level to the various institutions, as well as individuals and students. We have to change our attitude. The fact is that COVID is not the doing of the management of the nation or the various institutions. Neither is it the doing of we students. So what do we have to do? We all have to change our attitudes. We have to embrace what has been brought in as a substitute to help us all get things done as it's supposed to be done. So the thing is, we have problems with data.
Exactly.
We have problems with internet connectivity and some people in the remote areas. Now, there's a solution to all these problems.
Okay.
One, if data consumption is the problem, now school management or authorities, some have provided data to their students, and you are saying some are fake data.
Yes.
And all that. So if the consumption is too high, lectures can be recorded. Okay? Lectures can be recorded and put on the platforms which the school has deployed. So those who are using Zoom, Google Meet, and the other platforms, lectures can be recorded and put on those platforms. Mind you, the student in the village who doesn't have access to internet or poor network connectivity, let me tell you, at least if you put the lecture slides or the recordings on the platform, the students, 1 midnight, will have the opportunity to, if you even wait for 4 hours or 5 hours, you can download the lecture. And during the day or something, you can
interrupt you. Putting the recordings on the platforms.
Exactly.
How many students would, go download it and then listen to it? Even with the the interactive session, they are not being punctual. So how should
that is why I spoke of attitudinal change. We need to change as individuals and as students. Okay,
and that change must come with good effects, good resources laid down. Because I cannot be in a remote area where internet connectivity is very, very, very low, and sending a WhatsApp message takes like a day before it goes through. How would I get the recorded video, one? And two, being in the same class is way different, and getting that interactive connectivity with your lecturer is way different than me sitting behind a computer or my phone and listening to him talking to me. If I have any questions, the video is pre-recorded or is recorded down, and I can't ask the lecturer what he meant about this particular, subject that he said, or this particular line in his delivery. How beneficial is this?
Let me start off with the latter part of your submission. If a lecturer records a lecture and you don't understand something, you go through and you don't understand. Why are you going through? You are going through because you want to know what the lecturer was talking about.
Exactly.
You want to understand what the lecturer was talking about.
Yes.
What do? I didn't understand Kofi in the first paragraph. Why don't you put down Kofi? The lecturers always give out their contact details. Reach out to the lecturer for explanation. Until you do that and the lecturer does not respond to you, you don't say, I've gotten the material, but I don't understand.
I see.
Why not understanding? What else did you do?
Let me come to his point. Okay, let's say I don't understand Kofi, and some lecturers don't like you to go into their DM straight away. You asking that question, you can ask it in the group so that all of us will benefit.
Okay.
And even asking it in the group, it will bring confusion.
Exactly.
Because someone will be asking this, another person will be like, so this you don't understand. Someone too will be asking.
Those things have been happening even face-to-face lectures and all that. Those things happen.
The thing is that with the face-to-face lectures, the lecture gives the opportunity to that person asking and gives answers to the person right there. Although there will be noise at the background, unlike the ones on WhatsApp. Because even in the WhatsApp group, when you ask sensible question, because it doesn't favor some people, they will insult you, or they will make sure that your question has not been answered. They will bring a different topic to suit them.
Okay.
I hope you get me.
Yeah.
So with this e-learning thing, and I hear that students are about to write exams. Have you heard anything about that, Emilia?
Yeah, I have.
And do you think is the best?
I don't know how they are going to set the exams questions though, but I heard it's going to be objectives. Some are going to be failings. And if some lecturers are going to bring essay questions, then I don't know how we are going to answer them. Because take a slow typer, for instance. If, let's say, he doesn't have a laptop or a phone and he has to go to the cafe to go and do the assignment. Imagine, when you go to the cafe, how much is 1 minute? And he's a slow typer. So by the time you finish typing and everything, come on, we will be paying more than 10 cedis or 20 cedis.
Exactly. Whilst in this case, we've already paid school fees.
Sure. And even
for this semester. Do you all get it? We've made payments for this very semester, and most lecturers are not conversant with this technological world that we are in. Some people don't know how to use the Zoom. You could be in class and you could hear noises of their children making noise, disturbing him. Daddy, I want this, daddy. Because I was in one of the classes and the lecturer's son couldn't let him deliver. And that means that our whole lecture time was wasted. Those time that we were still waiting for the lecture, we were still consuming our data. And it is gone. Sure. And the lecturer will not come and repeat that whole segment again. If it is recorded, that means you're going to see that thing again. So I think that they should hold on to the examination so that when we come back, we just go do revision and do the examination. Emilia,
okay, not interrupting you. We should hold the examinations.
Good.
So that means we are still going to start off from second semester.
We will still be in the second semester.
We will still be in second semester. Whilst if we take the examinations, when we will complete and then...
now let's think about...
Hold on. When is COVID-19 leaving the system?
We have no idea. We have no idea. The
Great.
president even said we don't even know how to bring back
so
people.
if we don't know when COVID is leaving the system,
but the examination could be there.
For what?
For us to answer all these things.
Have you forgotten the semester is rolling, and next academic calendar or academic year will be beginning in somewhere August, September.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yes.
Where do you put this? It means you are adding extra burden to the students, to the burden of the students. Don't forget, if you put the exams on hold, and let's say in September, COVID is, by God's grace, COVID is gone from the system. It means students will have to take the exams in September or October, in addition to the courses they are offering for that particular semester. Already, students are always tired and fed up of the courses they are offering in a particular semester. You add up an examination. It means in a particular semester, they are going to take 2 end of semester examinations.
Yep.
And you don't think that one is going to cause problems
Now
for
let's
them?
put ourselves in the shoes of those who have never attended the lectures since the e-learning thing started. How do you think they're going to write the exams?
Okay, please let me.
Yeah. Let me
With
talk.
that, I had an information that when school reopens, they will be given the opportunity to be attended to, like, I mean.
So why then don't you put it on hold so that when we all gather, you go through the same thing? Because if you're going to go through it the same time for those who were not able to do it, then aren't we wasting resources on this e-learning thing?
Don't forget, she's saying she heard.
She heard.
That is not
Probably,
a confirmed,
exactly.
a confirmed case that she's talking
But
about.
it could be something on the ground.
Of course, everything comes from the ground.
Because some schools are taking a take home as we're talking now. Some schools have started their examination.
Great. So this is the whole thing. As much as lectures have gone on, and no one can dispute the fact that it has come with its own challenges. Okay? E-learning, this is the first time the whole country, which is Ghana, has been forced to do an overhaul, like to get into e-learning
Exactly.
fully. So of course you should be expecting these challenges.
And
But that shouldn't let us, as management of institutions and as students, say that we won't do it, I can't do it. We have to try to just embrace ourselves with this e-learning.
Exactly.
Because let me tell you, this e-learning, I believe, has come to stay in one way or the other. Now, schools will be looking out to fuse this e-learning into their systems. Because, and if we don't do that as a nation, as institutions, management of institutions, that means we are not learning anything. It means COVID came, it came just to pass by, and then we just took a look at it like this, learned nothing from it, which I don't think will be the best from the nation's perspective and as institutions. And so, if this e-learning is coming to stay, then of course, we as students, it's not coming to stay for anyone else. It's coming to stay for students. And so, students will have to embrace ourselves with it, okay? I'm not saying there are no challenges. I have been facing a lot of challenges. There have been some lectures I have not been attended because of poor network connectivity, data problems, and all that. But that doesn't mean I shouldn't. Or I should say, this e-learning thing will not get anywhere. No, the world is moving basically into the digital aspect of life.
Okay.
Okay, so we just have to embrace ourselves, just have to be conversant with all these things. And this exams thing, one recommendation, one best thing, like you said, the take-home exams. Now, the person in the village, again, people speak, and because I speak to a lot of people, and they will tell me, that me, I'm in the village and I can't do this, I can't do that. But again, if you give a take-home assignment, and then you give a period, let's say 2 weeks interval or 3 weeks interval, say the student will use, if it's a 3 weeks interval, you use 1 week to download the questions. Okay? Use a whole week to just download the questions.
And use the same whole week to learn whatever you've missed.
And that is why I'm saying, as the lectures have been recorded, that is, if schools are doing, which I know some schools are doing, you get the resources. Because you need to sacrifice. Management will be sacrificing. We students too will have to be sacrificing some aspect of our lives. Okay, to get all these things done. Because at the end, as I said earlier on, it's not the doing of either parties.
Exactly.
So we have to just try and work hand in hand with each other and get the best solutions that we can get for ourselves.
And yeah, we will, we'll be okay with it, but I don't blame the students. They are not used to it. Because when you go to the outside countries, they
are used to it.
Yes,
Like,
they are used to it. So it's not our fault. We will get acquainted with it, but it's time. Yeah, it's time.
Okay.
Exactly, it's not our fault, but we have to learn. Since it has come, because let me tell you.
For students.
Emilia, let me tell you something. if COVID doesn't leave the system until the end of 2020, who even knows when it is ending? So let's say if from now till 2021, ending of 2021, and there's still COVID in the system, are we saying we are hurting our education system?
I see.
It can't be so. What do we have to do? We have to find a substitute. What platform can we use to get this thing going? That is what we need to do. And that is why we need to. I was talking about changing of attitude.
We have change.
To have students will never change. Students are.
That is why we have to.
We
will always be students. But it is time we put that culture behind.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, my guests. You guys have been so lovely. You guys have been very, very intelligent, as I, spoke to you guys about, and I like that fact. So, if you think that you've really done very well about this very topic, the topic does not end. The discussion hasn't ended here. We are still taking it on all our social media platforms. So make sure that you join us and continue. Bring in your submission, because maybe your voice will be heard as well. My name is Nuruddin, and I'm on social media as Oheneba Nuruddin on Instagram and all social media platforms. Make sure you follow us and get interactive with us. Thank you so much. This is Campus Revolution. See you.